start in this position, which, believe it or not, does happen in fights sometimes when you get a double pull. But we're going to start in this position just for a drill. Okay, so to get to single leg X from this position, we have both our feet on the inside. We're going to control our opponent's collar, and we're going to lift his leg over our outside leg, slide towards him, and put our foot on the outside of the hip. Clamp his thigh between our legs. And for the first drill, what we're going to do is we're going to switch sides. So after I've got to this position, I'm going to use my elbow to scoot back out, and then I'm going to grab this leg, change collars, and come to the other side of my leg on the outside. Just switch sides. So after you've got it kind of smooth, you can pick up the pace a little bit. The idea with this is, if I'm attacking this side, and my opponent decides that they're going to start defending really heavily, so Andy's trying to push his foot to the floor and get out. In the match, some people will get married to this foot, and if you do that, and Andy's escape is fast enough, he's going to be out. But if you switch sides, his escape's that much further, and you can attack with the foot. Yeah. So do maybe 5 or 6 switches between you and your partner, and then switch. Try and get the grips, try and close the hands. This is what will happen when you're actually going to finish the football. You're going to try and close the grip. It's like you can drop to your shoulder, put braking pressure on your foot. So Andy's going to start to escape, and I'm going to have to come from a real world position where I've got the grips to switch sides, come back in. So this time, we're not going to be just doing a kind of a fake drill where we're using the arms pause in. We're going to be going to the knee. So Andy's going to escape that way. I'm going to grab his ankle, I'm going to go behind the knee on the opposite side and slide in, and then I'm going to get the grips again. Andy's going to escape. Same thing again, and then the grips. Okay, so we're just changing the drill, and now that Andy's actually trying to escape, and we're actually trying to close the grip behind the foot. Yeah, because the next step would be, when I have the grip behind the foot, I can drop to the shoulder, and now there's already pressure on Andy's foot, and I can start to put braking pressure, yeah? So making it a little bit more of a real world drill now. Don't take the pace too high that you're doing the incorrect technique. Remember to squeeze the legs, keep a really strong single leg X, but do the escape and get the grips. After 3, whichever way you like it, yeah? You have the foot in the armpit. So now if you really want to put the bite on the foot, you do 2 things. You pull this elbow towards your own butt and drive this shoulder to the mat. And do it quickly like this to make your opponent. If you do it quickly, you'll see the look of panic. Even though you're not really putting like pressure on to break it yet, you'll see them panic. So pull this to the butt and this goes to the mat. And the next step after that, if they're not already panicking and attacking, is you're down here and then you arch in. And then what happens is you really start to put the pressure on here, and then he's looking at getting an injury if he doesn't tap yet. So without Andy, I'm in on the single X. I've made enough room to get my grip, whichever way I like to do it. Pull this back and drop to the side. So it looks like this. And when you're doing it, really, you shouldn't be in a position where you're injuring your partner there. When you drop that shoulder, it'll feel tight, but you're not breaking the foot. It's when you start to arch your hips in when you might break the foot, yeah? So, of course, you do this with caution, and for the first few reps, be nice to your partner, but also, one of the things you have to get proficient at if you want to be a scary footlocker is making that transition from this to this really fast. Because what that's doing is it's closing all the space behind the armpit. It turns his foot inwards towards your body. And there's already a lot of pressure. And as soon as you start to arch the hip, he has to stop.
Can you just capture Andy's foot again for us? Sorry, Andy. Right.
So you see I'm kind of turning into it?
Yeah.
And that's already putting his toes in the armpit. And by the time I go down, there's lots of pressure. And I just put a bit more on, and it has to tap. But getting that bite and doing it quickly is super important, because in a fight, first thing is it makes your opponent panic because they think it's going to be on in a sec. So they might tap from that. They might tap preemptively and be like, my foot's going to break, tap, tap, tap. Or, if they don't do that, you get the really heavy bite, and then you get to put hip pressure in, and then they have to tap. So this is one of the things that all the really good footlockers talk about. Don't be nice with that step. You have to pull the elbow in and drop to the shoulder quickly. Yeah? After 3, 1, 2, 3. Details on finishing you might not have seen before. One of the footlocks now in competition that is finishing people really quickly is what they're calling a butterfly ashigurami. So this is ashigurami, or single leg X as normal people call it. Andy starts to move out that way, and instead of aborting and switching sides, I bring my hook on the inside, yeah? And then this one comes to this hip. And now I can apply the breaking pressure here, or go backwards. So, the drill that we're going to do is, we're going to be in this, Andy starts to escape, and rather than switching sides, we allow him out to give us enough room to bring his hook on the inside. And his foot stays on the top, his leg stays on the top of my leg, like a shelf. This one's going to come out, going to come here, and then I keep turning to the side. And then I can do the same finish. Oh, pull that. So the drill that you want to do is the escape, and then the switch to the butterfly. It's kind of unique. Sometimes you might need to like scoot out. We're there. This foot comes to the hip. And then try and finish here. And then in the next drill we'll do the snap his foot off in the streets. We've got a foot here. And we feel like, because I mean if they've got longer legs it can feel like this. It feels like if you drop to the shoulder, the pressure's not on. But having this leg bent like this means you can finish by going to the back. So if I go to my back with this grip, it's super tight because there's a bend in the leg there. And it means that Andy's leg's already really taut. So in a real world situation, what I would want to do is put my other shoulder to the mat, all the way down. So I'm here, I've got this, and I'm going to go like this and straighten out. But by the time you get to that point, the foot's going to pop off. You'll feel it yourself. It's really, really tight. So if they escape and you get the butterfly actually like this, and you feel like you can't finish here, get the grip on the collar. I like to pull below the knee as well. It stops him from coming in. So if I'm here, some people will want to push the foot through to put the boot on, yeah? But if I'm here and here, he's not going to be able to do that. So now you can scoot in, come here, go to the back, and finish, yeah? So just try that. Obviously don't slam your back to the floor, but get to this position where you have the grips, and just lower your back to the floor, and you'll feel it come on really tight. Any questions? Anyone want to say it again?
No, that top foot, are you pushing into his hip?
I like to push into the hip, yeah, because, like I said, they want to come into you to try and put the boot on and get the foot through. So if you push on the hip, it kind of keeps them at a distance. And the beauty as well of gripping the collar is that you can have the other hand to fight if he wants to try and grip and pull in. So try a few different variations, see what you think. But we'll do that for literally 5 minutes and then we'll roll. After 3, 1, 2, 3.